push for fast charging stations along remote outback way to attract electric vehicle drivers. We had a few articles about this one, and that's all up your alley, Kieran. So
Yeah.
why is this important?
Well, this has been sort of happening for a while, and I think it's been a bit quiet, but there's the West Australian electric superhighway, which has been rolling out gradually. And I think what this is really exciting about is that if you're in WA, then very soon you'll be able to travel all the way up the coastline with fast chargers. And I think that's really exciting, and will also attract, like which what this article is talking about, will attract a lot more people to travel in EVs to the Outback Way.
This is very important because I'll just give some context for the people that don't know this. Perth is the most isolated capital city in the world. There's no other capital city in the world that is furthest away from another capital city. So that is a huge thing. At some point, Kieran and I were having a conversation of how you could get there, and you would need to stop for at least a day somewhere to, to slow charge, or, you would have to walk around it. But if you can get there in a day and a half of driving, that is very enticing. You have
definitely, and it's something that's a trip that I really want to do. I would really like to be able to do a trip to Perth without having to stay overnight at too many places. I'd love to be able to do fast charging and do that in the equivalent time that it would take a petrol car to do that same trip. And very exciting for that. Right now on the WA side of the border, the Western Australian side, there are enough, but it's the gap is on the South Australian side. And I think if that can link up, then it means that will link up the entire country with fast chargers. And hopefully that happens soon. And I'm predicting it'll happen this year or next year. So,
wait a second.
Yeah.
And you were talking about, and so, yes, there's green and there's orange.
Yeah, so green are AC chargers, which is like sort of normally a 7 kilowatt. Some of them do go faster, but for most cars, it goes up to 7 kilowatt, which means that you're charging, say, 4 to 8 hours, which for a lot of these means that you're staying overnight. Some of these are even slower than that. They're even like 1 or 2 kilowatts locations, especially in the outback areas. Some are even running off generators as well, which is not great. But the orange ones are fast chargers. And so some of those are 50 kilowatts, which you can see.
Yep.
Some of them are 20. That 24 one there is good, but it's not. It should be 50 kilowatt or above. But yeah, so on the WA side, there's less gaps between fast chargers. What we need is on the South Australian side as well.
All through there. Yes, that would be at least what, maybe 1,500 kilometers from one to another easily.
Yeah, the Great Australian Bight. So there's a new charger in Whyalla, which didn't used to be there as well. So that sort of extends the range a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that's great. But
that's still
we
1,000
need to keep building
kilometers,
more.
if not more, from there to there easily. So
the Outback Way is actually right through the middle of Australia. So if you go up to if you go to Alice Springs, which is right in the middle, the Outback Way is like Alice Springs over to Perth.
Okay. Well, that's very different to what I was thinking. So sorry. I thought we needed a few here and even a couple there, but I didn't know there was like. That's what they want to do. Fast charges there. I wonder, is that really necessary?
Well, that's what this article is talking about, right? It's talking about how chargers on that route could attract EV chargers.
Well,
I think EV drivers.
I get it. If this would look like that, then sure, yes, of course, go and do it. But when your closest capital city, well, your closest city is probably Alice Springs, but your closest capital city from a state is South Australia, and it looks like that, then
yeah, there's so much work to do, and it's kind of ambitious, isn't it?
So that's what I think, that maybe here is a little bit. I mean, at that point, you could be carrying a couple of solar panels and a generator yourself and just stay camp overnight somewhere for a couple of days if you want, and just move on.
Yeah.